Then you'll find a person who does not have depression, right, who's a control now at the same time, right, as a control, and then you'll ask that person history backwards. You can collect multiple risk factors. So here is the design, and here is a quick description and then the design. So once again, we want to determine the strength of association of risk factors with the disease. So here is our study population. We have cases with depression or with schizophrenia, whatever. Then we have age and sex matched controls. Okay, they'll be of the same age, similar age, plus or minus, excuse me, 5, and then of the same gender, so that you're controlling for that confounding factor. And then you ask them for exposures. So cases exposed and not exposed, controls exposed and not exposed. Can you see the arrow going backwards? So this is, you're going back to the patient's history and collecting data, and then you're going to analyze it. I'm going to now show you how to calculate the odds ratio. So first, the 2x2 table. So number of people who were exposed became a case, number of people who were exposed but was not a case is a control, not exposed became a case, not exposed not a case. So probably I'm sure you'll have learned this 2x2 table in community medicine, and I'm not sure how many of you liked it, because you quickly learned something and you didn't know the value of it. Usually that's what happened. That's what happened to me about 35 years ago. How do I analyze a case control study? So let's take some numbers here. So we have 1,000 cases and 1,000 controls, right? Those who became a case, 200 of them had the exposure, but only 100 in the control had that exposure. So twice that number. So yeah, 1,000 cases, 1,000 controls. Let's analyze this now. So 2 divided by, or 200, or A by C is the odds of exposure, B by D is the odds of exposure in the control group, right? So the odds ratio is A by C divided by B by D. It gives us this 0.25 divided by 0.11. We get 2.27. What it means is individuals who were exposed to the risk factor had a 127% increased risk of getting the disease compared to those who were never exposed. Where did this 127% come from? Look at this now. Okay, if numerator and denominator were the same, this will be 1.0, correct? Numerator and denominator will give you 1. So now this is more than 1. That means 1.27 times increased odds. You convert that to a percentage, it becomes 127%. All right. Now this odds ratio of 2.27, is this statistically significant? We also want to know. That means, is this a real result or is it just a chance finding? Is this significant? So what we do is we compute the confidence intervals. I'm also going to tell you very quickly how you can how you can interpret the confidence intervals. So once again, the same numbers, and then the odds ratio is 2.27. The standard error you need to calculate is the square root of 1 by A plus 1 by B, all this A, B, C, D, okay? And then, so the 95% confidence interval is the exponential of the log odds ratio plus or minus 1.96 multiplied by the standard error. 1.96 is for your 0.05% probability of this being due to chance. Okay, so this is the formula. Don't bother about the formula. Nobody hopefully will ask you this formula, but how do I interpret this? So this equals your confidence interval here. Your confidence interval is 1.24 and 3.89. So therefore, this is how you write, and you will find this in psychiatry journals. You will find odds ratios and confidence intervals. You will find relative risks and confidence intervals, right? So you must be able to interpret it now. Even if it is not for a case control design, even for a cross-section study, you will get this. Okay, how do I write this? You write OR 2.27, 95% confidence interval, 1.24, 3.89. Some journals put a dash over here, or they write the letter TO2, but then the better way of writing it is, these are two ends of a confidence interval. This is how to write it. What does this mean? Listen carefully on how to interpret an odds ratio. What it means is, if I do the same study, right, in similar populations, not the same population, in similar populations, right, if I do the study 100 times, this odds ratio, this number that I get, can you see this number is right in the middle of this? 95 out of 100 times this number will be between 1.24 and 3.89. Listen once again very carefully, because you won't find simple explanations like this easily. If I do the study 100 times, the same study, 1000 people here, 1000 people there, the same questions asked, and I get an odds ratio. If I do it 100 times, 95 out of 100 times, this number, odds ratio, will be between 1.24 to 3.89. It can be as small as 1.25 to, you can go up to 3.88 or even 3.89 for that matter. Got it? This is what it means. So keep watching the odds ratio to see how spread out they are and what it means. And one other thing about the odds ratio, again, I don't see people writing notes. I don't know how you'll remember these things, because today whole day you're going to be blasted with lots of information. You should have a little book in which you write. That's how I learned research methods and statistics. Okay. Again, note that the confidence interval should not cross 1. If it does not cross 1, it can also be less than 1. No? It can be 0.84. It can become any number. If it does not cross 1, means it is statistically significant. Okay, here is a case control study that I was involved in. This is risk factors with acute stroke in 32 countries. This was a project that I did along with with another colleague, and I'm one of the authors here. This was published in 2016. We did this in 32 countries. Can you see 13,000 cases and 13,000 controls, 26,000 participants that we did, and these were the description of the people. But this is a forest plot showing you odds ratios of hypertension. Let's say hypertension, this is 1 now. Can you see 1 here right in the middle, right? This box and the number and the line on either side is very small because the confidence interval is very narrow. The odds ratio is 2.56 for hypertension. That's 2.56. Hope I can draw a straight line. Okay, that's 2.56 there. Okay, 2.56, and this is the 95%, 99% confidence interval. Because we had a large sample size, we were able to do this. That means people who have hypertension have a 156% increased chance of getting stroke compared to those who don't have hypertension. So same thing with smoking and diet and physical activity, all of this we did. So this is another way for you to look at and interpret odds ratios. Let's now move on to the cohort study design. As I told you, this is a quick, it's a short trailer. It's not even a full trailer. And let me show you cohort study design, then RCT, then biostatistics, and then we are done. So you have a population. It's also called a cohort. And then let's say people, by the way, all my research is in heart disease and strokes. So you'll get only those examples from me, not in psychiatry. But the research methods apply to all different combinations. Okay, so population without coronary heart disease. CHD is coronary heart disease. And we continue following them up, and we find out that some of them are smokers, some of them are not smokers. And among those who are smokers, some get coronary heart disease, some don't get coronary heart disease. Even non-smokers get coronary heart disease, and non-smokers also have no coronary artery disease. And then you can, over a period of time, suppose you recruit these people when they are 40, you follow them up to the age of 50 or maybe even 60, then find out how many people have heart disease or coronary artery disease. Okay, there are several key issues, right? This cohort study is the best way to ascertain incidence in natural history. You have a temporal sequence. Temporal sequence means which came first. Did heart disease come first or smoking come first? You can find it only with a cohort study, right? You can look at multiple outcomes. I showed you coronary artery disease. You can look at cancer. You can look at depression. You can look at OCD. You can look at so many other outcomes. Okay. So I will tell you, it's not easy to do. It takes a lot of time. And as PG students, you can do cohort studies with a follow-up of maybe up to 6 months. Certain things. Okay. It is expensive. Okay, there are selection biases, not good for rare diseases, and people over time they are lost to follow up, and exposure status changes with time. Of course, you can measure it and account for it. How do we analyze cohort studies? One is called survival analysis, the other one is through relative risks. Okay, firstly, let's understand the concept of person years. What do we mean by person years? Let's take an example of this, could be 600 patients. Okay, so let's take 100 of these people. We followed them up for 10 years and they are alive and well. 100 of these people, after 5 years, they became a case. Okay, 100 of these people, after 2 years, they disappear. All this happens. So like this, multiple things can happen. And just to accommodate in one slide, I put just example of 6. Now what you do is you start calculating person year. Look at the last column now. For how many years data do we have? Look at the numbers in the last column and you can add them up, and you will have, let's see, if it's only 6 patients, you have 45 person years. If it is 600 patients, you have 4,500 person years of data. Okay, and then we can accordingly analyze them. How do we analyze them? There is something called mean survival rates, person year analysis. Then there are 2 types of life table techniques: the actual approach and then the Kaplan-Meier approach. You will see this in journals very often. Okay, then how do I compare 2 or more groups with survival data? Right, there is the log rank test, and then there are covariates. People don't come with just one condition, they have multiple conditions. How do I adjust for those covariates? Right, okay, this person got depression because he came from a poor background, this person is well off. Oh, let me account for that socioeconomic status. Let me account for the fact that that person had a physical disability also. Right, there are so many covariates. A person can have up to 50, 60, 80 common covariates. So you adjust for all of that. You use the Cox proportional hazards model. Sorry, let me go back. So please make a note of these 2 things. So if you're taking a picture, make a note that Kaplan-Meier. So we use the person years, we use the Kaplan-Meier approach, and we use the Cox proportional hazards models, and you will see this in psychiatry journals as well. Okay, this is how we calculate the relative risks. Okay, so we look at the incidence in the exposed group divided by incidence in the unexposed groups, and this is the formula. No need, unless you're doing a course in statistics, you don't have to by heart this formula, and then we'll get a relative risk or a risk ratio, and there are ways to interpret that. Now the survival analysis, which I told you in the previous slide, I will show it to you. I'll show an example in the next few slides with a clinical trial example. Okay, here is randomized controlled trial. This is a study, interventional study, in which investigators prospectively assigned people to one of several clinical investigations using the phenomenon of randomness. That means nobody can say which group a particular person would go to. Right? Okay, so in the evidence pyramid, there are different types of studies being done. So you people would be most commonly starting off with case reports and case series, but as you go higher, we have case control, we have cohort, and randomized control is right on top of the pyramid. And the evidence is even better when we have systematic reviews and meta-analysis. So the highest quality of evidence with the lowest amount of bias comes in the randomized controlled trial and systematic reviews and meta-analysis, and that's what I shared with you in this pyramid. So randomization is a process of assigning patients to treatments using a random process, right? And you have one control and one treatment arm. Why do we randomize? So that's a method of randomization is what I told you. Why we randomize? Because you want comparable groups to assess your intervention as such. We want to eliminate, not just reduce, we want to eliminate treatment selection bias to protect against both known and unknown confounders and achieve a balance of prognosis. Right? These are all technical terms. We need to spend more time. What is the meaning of prognosis? What is the meaning of balance? What is the meaning of unknown confounders? Unfortunately, time is not there for me to explain all of this. I love to explain this, but we'll do it another time. Okay? Right. So, impact of good randomization. This is an old paper. I like old classic papers.
Sir, 5
so
minutes.
Look at how people.
Dennis, sir, 5 minutes more.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I will
Thank you, sir.
conclude in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So
Thank you, sir.
impact of good randomization, right? Dr. Rajshekar, my clock is telling me 10 minutes. Okay, whatever.
Yes, sir.
Right. So you see that people are very similar in all the arms. 61, 61, 61.5. You take anything, previous treatment, or let's say percentage of men and women, see, quite similar. So if you do good randomization, you will get people who are similar in all the groups, and your treatment is the one that is making a difference. What are the different trial designs, right? The commonly used one are the parallel group, crossover, cluster, factorial. We have a pragmatic trial with a probe design, the other types of superiority, equivalence, non-inferiority, and now we have adaptive trial design. So you'll be seeing this in journal articles as well. So we did a study recently and we published this again in the Lancet, using community health workers to improve the use of medications and lifestyle after acute coronary syndromes. Right now, many people are doing such studies in psychiatry as well, using non-physician health workers to see if they can support them over a period of time. Okay, in this, okay, I'll skip all these parts. I'll skip this as well, and tell you how we measure the effect in a randomized controlled trial, right? We have relative measures of effect and we have absolute measures of effect. Relative are relative risk and odds ratios. I told you about this already. The absolute measure of effect is called the risk difference, or we get the absolute risk reduction and calculate the number needed to treat. You will see this in your psychiatric journals as well, and you will also get medical reps who will come and talk to you about number needed to treat. So anytime a medical rep comes to you, ask them for the full paper and don't listen to only their glossy magazines or glossy whatever they show you. Okay. So this is a paper that we did and published in patients with acute myocardial infarction, and there we had 20,000 patients once again. So in this was published in the JAMA in 2005. So in cardiology we have large numbers, and reasons for that we'll discuss later. So here is the 7,700 people and 7,700 people here. See age and all these characteristics balanced out, and so our outcomes were death, MI or stroke in treatment with a new molecule called reviparin. Right, 9.6% died in the reviparin arm and 11% died in the placebo arm. Using survival analysis, we got a hazard ratio of 0.87, and this was statistically significant. If you get anything less than 1, whatever you did protected against bad outcomes. Smoking increased. Here anything less than 1 means, anything less than 1 means there is a protection, and this is the Kaplan-Meier curve, and you will see this placebo 11 and reviparin 9.6, you got it, and this is the gap that you find at the end of 7 days, and this is your hazard ratio once again. So quality of RCTs, please look up the spirit statement. And then Dr. Shahul Amin already told you about standards for reporting. You have the consort statement for reporting, and this is the website that gives you all of the guidelines free of cost. You saw it in the previous speaker slides as well, equatornetwork.org, and here are all the reporting guidelines, and you will get them free of cost updated. So this is the spirit guidelines on how to write a protocol. And I have run out of time for me to do basics of biostatistics, so I'm going to stop now because there is no time for that. If I have 10 more minutes, I could do that, but I will stop here and I have to respect the time of the other speakers. So over to you, Dr. Rajshekar.
Sir, can you spend had the privilege of listening to you for past 4-5 years, but that is, we found that was very useful actually. So just 2 minutes, sir, please.
All right. Okay, let me go back to my slides. All right. So what I wanted to share with you was, what are the different definitions. I will skip this. Types of data, I'm skipping that as well. The type of distribution, and let's skip that as well. These are the different types of distribution. Right, now what is important for you is to see whether your data are normally distributed or not. With small sample sizes, your data will not be normally distributed. There are different tests for normal distribution. One is called the visual test using the QQ plot. You can also do statistical tests and these are a bit of a mouthful, which is called the Kolmogorov-Smirnov's test and the Shapiro-Wilks test, and you can ask your statistician to help you with that. I will skip this as well, just to let you know. Dispersion is to see how spread out your data are, okay, and the various ways in which you measure dispersion is these, and the commonest one you will use is the standard deviation, and I'm not going to tell you that. I'm going to now show you one slide of the different types of tests. Okay, so there are parametric tests and non-parametric tests. Parametric distribution is also normal distribution, ratio or interval type of data. Non-parametric can be any distribution. These are the commonest tests. If it's correlation, parametric is Pearson's. If it is two groups you want to measure, it is independent sample t-test. More than two groups, it is the ANOVA. If it is repeated measures, it is paired t-test. More than two types repeated measures is repeated measures ANOVA. Right? Now similarly for correlation, it is Spearman's, Mann-Whitney here, Kruskal-Wallis, Wilcoxon's and Friedman's. Whatever I have ticked off, these are the ones that you're going to commonly see in your journals, and you can go and look them up again. So I had a case study for you to tell you about the t-test, but there is no time for that. I'm going to skip this and tell you on how to work with a statistician. Okay, so statistics and doctors don't like each other. Okay, so but doctors can like statistics, and then it'll like you back. So that's the first message I want to tell you. Now, in the meantime that you are going to learn statistics and work with it independently, let me give you little inputs. There's only one slide on how to work with a statistician. Firstly, find a good statistician. They are a rare breed. We are very fortunate in our institution. We have 6 statisticians. Right? We have a whole department of statistics, and we have people doing their PhD on statistics here. In our institution, we are running 450 projects at the same time. I have been involved with 54 projects to date. So we use a lot of statistics, and over the last 22 years, I've worked very closely with statisticians, and this is my message for you. So if you didn't listen to anything before that, you can listen to, and keep in mind how to work with the statistician. So first, fix an appointment. They are busy people. They are very moody people as well, but they are very nice people, provided we are nice to them. Okay, next, speak to your statistician about your research question. This is what I want to do. This is what I'm interested in. They'll say, okay, good, tell me more. Involve him or her in all steps of your research, right? Agree on the roles, times, and credit. I want you to do this, this, and this is roughly how long it will take, and how you would give them credit, right? The best credit to give a statistician is to involve them in your research and make them a co-author, provided they've given you enough input to be a co-author. Do not do certain things, and this is unfortunately, forget about PG students, even faculty and senior consultants do this, and statisticians get very irritated with this. They dump them with data at the end. They collect some data, it is incomplete, it is inconsistent, they go give them the data, do some analysis and give me. I will pay you for it. Actually, statisticians get insulted when you do something like that. It is something like a patient coming to you and say, see, listen, I have paranoid schizophrenia, write these drugs and put your seal and give it to me. How much money you want? I'll give you 5,000 rupees for that. I'm telling you what drug. How will you feel? You will tell that fellow, get lost, I don't want to see you again. It's an insult to being a psychiatrist and a doctor, right? So please don't do the same thing to statisticians. Okay, don't dump them with data and at the end, okay? Don't ask them to do the analysis and write the stats section and give it, and I'll give you extra money for that. They'll get even more irritated. Okay, unfortunately, now statisticians are telling, see, these doctors are not going to learn. Forget it, that's what they want. Let them take it and I'll get some money. What is there? So people do that. That is a wrong arrangement. It is a marriage that will not last long. Okay, so both of you will end up being double blinded. I'm sure you've heard of double blinded trials, right? You don't know what the statistician did, statistician doesn't know what you did, and at the end of it you give it to Dr. Shahul Amin, and then he will get irritated with the wrong statistics being done, and then he will reject the paper. Then you will tell editor is not good. See where the problem is. So please do the first few things that I've told you, friends. Okay, if you have not taken a picture of anything else, take a picture of this slide and please follow this. Okay, so this is how to calculate sample size with a statistician. I'll conclude with this slide. Dr. Rajshekhar, give me one more minute.
Okay, sir.
For a PG student, what should you do? get research training. Okay, I'm really glad that a handful of you are here. About 30 of you were here when we started off. It's good. Any exposure is good. Any exposure is good. If internally, if you get training, you're lucky. If not, go out and get as much training as possible. Don't try to learn only from YouTube. You will not. It's just like trying to learn psychiatry sitting at home on YouTube. That's not possible, right? So go out and get training and also learn from YouTube and other manuals and journals, etc. Participate in departmental journal clubs actively. The NMC mandates one journal club per week. If your department is not doing one journal club per week, please go and ask your head of department. You tell him or her in whatever polite language as possible that, sir, madam, you are not doing your job. Don't expect me to do my job. Okay? They are expected to do that. No faculty should be so busy that they are not doing journal clubs. You know why faculty don't do journal clubs? Because they do not know research methods. And they are not humble enough to tell, I don't know, I want to learn. So I'm sure there are a few faculty here. Please take this message positively, right? And I'm pleased that in fact, Dr. Shahul Amin is going to start the I think 4th or 5th RCBC course. Dr. Rajshekar was the convener last time. It was started by Dr. My good friend Dr. Ashok from St. John's many years ago, and then this is continuing, which is wonderful. As Dr. Shahul Amin showed that last picture, I'm fortunate to be a faculty on that course as well. There are many eminent psychiatrists coming there. It's already closed. So first get research training and also do journal clubs. Attend conferences as much as possible, right? Take your thesis very seriously, right? Now, not just get that quickly and run away, and help other people with their thesis. They want to collect some data, they want to enter data, right? Whatever little time you have, I know you all are very, very busy, but please do that, okay? So I want to end with telling you the courses that we conduct. We just concluded our 15th annual course in research methods just a few days back, March 15th we concluded. So these were all the different studies we did. We also looked at ethics, regulatory, budget. We did a whole lot of statistical analysis on SPSS. These are all the tests that we did. Right? This is a course that we do only on randomized controlled trials. These are all the different topics we covered. And including advanced statistics and operational matters. Okay, so good luck, dear friends. Thank you for this opportunity. I'm happy to help. Do reach out to me. That's my personal email ID and the landline in my office. So that's the best way to reach me. And good luck, and I'm happy to help you with whatever you all want. Hopefully we'll meet again in person for a more elaborate course and do not a rapid trailer of a movie, but at least have a full movie. With this, over to our chairpersons. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. It has always been a privilege to listen to you, and each part of your slide is actually a presentation which goes on for 2 hours as part of RCBC. An excellent program started by Ashok Mysore sir with you and under the aegis of IPS South Zone. I think we are really fortunate. A program which even IPS did not do, IPS South Zone has done. Thank you very much, sir. So just one question from the audience, if anybody wants to ask. I think, sir, there are no questions. Thank you so much. Yeah. Vishal, anything?
Okay, bye-bye.
Nothing, sir. It was a good session. And any questions? Any questions from postgraduates?
Maybe you should ask the postgraduates, how many of them are doing journal clubs once a week? If they don't ask questions, we'll ask them. I have only one question for them. And if I can see the audience, how many of them are doing journal clubs once a week? Can you put up your hands? And can we zoom out to see the audience? I can't see the audience. Yeah. How many of you are doing one journal club a week? How about one journal club a month? One per month. Wow. There is half. You have to raise your hand means completely like this. So there are 2 people, 3, 4, okay, 4 people, 5 people. I'm presuming 5 people are from 3 different medical colleges. So good that you all are doing. So the rest of you, if you are not doing one journal club a month even, you all are missing out a lot when it comes to research. Hopefully, I'll be happy to come to your institutions and do a half-a-day workshop on how to build a culture of research in your institutions. right? Which will be enjoyable, which will be a lot of fun, and then we can work with your management as well. Okay, so that's my message for you. I hope you found this discussion useful, and I hope also I made you a little uncomfortable. That was my job.
Sir,
Uncomfortable in the sense,
yeah.
oh, we need to
Sir,
learn a bit more research.
at our institute we are doing, sir, at least 3 or sometimes even 4 per month, sir, at our Institute of Mental Health, Usmania Medical College. Thank you, sir.
Excellent, Dr. Rajshekhar. You should do a little workshop for them on how to do
Yes.
journal clubs and how
Yes.
to, do that.
For
regularly.
many years, sir. Actually.
Okay, I will log off. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Over to organizers.
I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude. Thank you, sir, for this informative session. Now I would like to call Dr. K.K. Lakshman, sir, to felicitate Dr. Rajshekhar Papada, sir, and Dr. Vishal Akola, sir.
all the faculty members, KPS members, IPS TSB members for today's 9th IPS TSB PG CPD program. Now I welcome President Dr. Minaj Nasirabadi sir onto the dais. వెళ్ళు నువ్వు కన్ఫ్యూజ్ కాదు నువ్వు ఇక్కడ నుంచో నెక్స్ట్ ఐ ఇన్వైట్ చీఫ్ గెస్ట్ డాక్టర్ కె అశోక్ రెడ్డి సార్ ఆన్ టు ద డయాస్. It's side. Next, I invest our guest of honors, Dr. Achanta Vivekananda sir, Dean Pratima Institute of Medical Sciences, Dr. K. Bhagya Reddy sir, past President, Karimnagar Psychiatry Society, Dr. Bhagya Reddy sir. Next, I invite Dr. Sujit Sarkar sir, Editor, Indian Journal of Psychiatry, onto the dais. Next, I invite IPS TSB Vice President Dr. Ashok Alim Chandani sir onto the dais. I invite TSMC member Dr. Rajkumar onto the dais. Next, I invite KPS President Dr. K.K. Lakshman sir onto the dais. Next, I invite IPS TSB Secretary Dr. Vishal Akola sir onto the dais. I invite Treasurer Anita Madam onto the dais. I invite Organizing Chairman Dr. Kishan sir onto the dais. I missed the order, please kindly excuse me. I invite editor Dr. Fanikant Kondaparti onto the dais. I invite Fanikant Kondaparti, honorary editor, onto the dais. I invite Dr. Bhagireddy sir, guest of honor, onto the dais. I thank Ipstsb for giving us an opportunity to host 9th PG CPD program. I thank all the speakers, Dr. Sujit Sarkar sir, Dr. Shahul Amin sir, Dr. Anil sir, Dr. Sai Krishna Tikka, Dr. George sir, Jagdish Babu sir, Anita madam, Fanikant, Chaitanya Deepak, who came from distant places despite of rescheduling the dates. I thank Dr. Dennis Xavier for giving an online session. The main reason of this topic is, in my journey as editor, there were frequent questions that to conduct research training program for Telangana, but due to COVID it was not possible. I take this as an opportunity to host this program. In future in Telangana, such kind of research programs will come. Now I hand over the proceedings to President Dr. Minaj Nasirabadi sir.
I think I call upon all the dignitaries for lighting of lamp.
खोज कर ढूंढो देवी माता का पता, मुड़ मुड़ कर देखो भाई माता ही माता। जल में थल में नद गिरवन में बसती है माता, अन में गन में हर कन कन में फैली है माता। निश में दिन में हर पल पल में माता ही माता। अंड पिंड ब्रह्मांड चलाए शक्ति की प्रभा, जिसकी शक्ति की प्रभा। आसमान से पूछो माता रानी का पता, घूम घूम कर जानो सब कुछ माता ही माता। धन में धान में संसाधन में बसती है माता, पद में गद में हर भाषा में फैली है माता। तन में मन में अनुभूति में माता ही माता। मद ब्रह्म मोह त्याग कर को जो सचिदानंद शुभा, माता सचिदानंद शुभा। आसमान से पूछो माता रानी का पता, घूम घूम कर जानो सब कुछ माता ही माता।
Thank you. Good morning. On behalf of IPS TSB, I thank Dr. Bhagya Reddy sir, Dr. Ashok Reddy sir, Dr. Ashok Alim Chandani sir, Dr. Sujit, Dr. Vishal, Dr. P. Kishan sir, Dr. Lakshman sir, Dr. Sai Krishna, Dr. Fani Khan, Dr. Anita madam for gracing this occasion, and all the speakers, chairpersons and PG students who have come all the way to attend this session. As in the morning I was saying, there is lots of work done by our Indian psychiatrists and Indian physicians in general, but and lot of novel things are done, but we don't document it. So there is a big need of documentation of what we do, and also we should learn how to document it and do research. There are lots of papers which come from Western countries, and I remember one of my teachers, Dr. V.K. Mundra, saying that गोरी चमड़ी का है तो accept करते हैं. It is in a way true that when the word comes from Western countries, even if the research is only on small population, we accept that as gospel truth. But we see lots of patients, each one of us, we see lots of patients, but we don't document it and we don't do research. As Dr. Shahul Amin was saying in the morning, okay, each and every PG and each and every one of us see something which is different. We just see that and we don't document it, we don't do any research, we don't produce case papers and research. So there we lack. Considering our population and number of psychiatrists in the country and also in Telangana, I think that we should produce good research papers. We should publish more and more number of papers, do research activities. So it starts from PG training. Maybe we were not trained that much, but you people, young generation, have opportunity, and Dr. Sai Krishna, and I would congratulate Dr. Kishan sir and Dr. Sai Krishna to take up this topic, which is out of the box and usually not taught even in medical colleges. We heard Dr. Xavier sir saying how many of us do journal club. We should look inside ourselves. I am a professor in a medical college, but hardly one or two. That too, sometimes or the other, if we want to publish something, then we go into and see journals. Otherwise, we don't. If we want to publish something, then we go and search. But we should do all these things regularly. Attend the RCBC program started by Kishan sir in South Zone, and train ourselves. With this, I would like to thank Dr. Kishan sir and Dr. Sai Krishna for organizing this event. Thank you. I would request Dr. Kishan sir, organizing chairman, to say a few words.
Respected President, Dr. Minhaj, who is today's presiding officer, and chief guest of the function, Dr. Ashok Reddy sir, and guest of honor, Dr. Bhagya Reddy, is the founder president of Karimnagar Psychiatric Society, under which his leadership we have done so many things, and I think Lakshman is continuing that. Next guest of honor is Dr. Sujit Circle, is a good friend of Telangana state. Very happy to see him in the dais of the Telangana at my native place, that is Karimnagar. Next, Secretary Vishal, Treasurer Anita, Editor Panikant, and my KPS President Dr. Lakshman. I'm welcoming all dignitaries in the dais. There are academic leaders, Sai Krishna Tikka, Anil, as well as Sahul, Rajshekhar, so many academic leaders, research leaders. They are now leading position. They are celebrities of research today. So I'm welcoming all postgraduates, there are some chairpersons, as well as the press people here for this wonderful thing. Why you have selected this theme? Karimnagar Psychiatric Society, we in our internal discussion we used to discuss we have to improve research in next few generations. The vision is we are producing 100 postgraduates per year in Telangana. Telangana only, not in our as well Andhra Pradesh. So now the people are, our dream is at least 10 members or 5 to 10 members should go to the research as a career, because funding agencies also coming. I have written an editorial that what is the gap between the need of the research and how much research we are doing. And still we are reading the textbook of psychiatry, comprehensive textbook by American origin. So we are not having a comprehensive textbook. I proposed in EC, comprehensive textbook of psychiatry of Indian origin. It should be like equal to CTP. And we are having a lot of scholars, so multi-authored, and IPS should have, it's IPS property, and IPS should get revenue. That is the thing. So the research, Karimnagar Psychiatric Society has done, contributed Shatavana Award for Best PG Poster Award to encourage the postgraduates for research, as well as we contributed 10 lakhs to P. Raghuram Reddy Research Fund for Best Protocols and to promote to RCBC also. During my presidency, actually the 10 years before, I am observing South Zone after completion of the United Andhra Pradesh President, then I was continuously in South Zone EC. Lot of work was done previously about research building capacity, but it was not materialized properly. I have seen Ashok struggling for the RCBC more than 3 years. So it was started in Ashok Reddy sir period, then Jagadish period. So this is I think I am very proud to say that during my period the RCBC has taken place. I attended all the classes as a observer to the RCBC, first RCBC program under leadership of Dr. Ashok, and so many persons who participants are here. So now it is continuously going on. I think this is doing wonderful work, and whatever the Telangana journal we started after a journey, it is indexed now. The AP journal is indexed. Now I think Karnataka little slowly started a journal, state journal little, but the Nimans, because of the Nimans effect, but whatever it may be, I believe that South India should become a hub of research. For that I will tell my own reasons for that. Then we, Karimnagar Psychiatric Society has given 5 lakhs rupees for IMH Alumni Association to have a teachers fund, IMH Alumni Teachers Fund for research. Again to encourage the best protocol presentation by contributing seed money to the research. And we already I proposed myself to the AGB of Telangana State to have we are having more than 50 lakhs in our treasury. 10 lakhs should be fixed on Telangana for research fund, TSB research fund for best protocols. It is, I think it will be materialized by next 2 years, because I am a very naggy fellow. I will be always behind with the point, and I will convince the seniors. Probably it will happen. So today's to become world guru, it is not much easy. No, now I am attending May 4th, APA is going on at New York. This is the 8th time I am visiting US to attend APA. I am already fellow, international fellow of American Psychiatric Society. They are leading their research capacity and their presentation of papers, even posters. Everything is wonderful and the standards are very high. Even the national conference of IPA is something bit. Now, because I am conducting in January, I am going to, even the 8th time, I want to see only inaugural function, how they are doing. Wonderfully they will do the things. They will have paid workshops, so many things they will do. So everything research based, patient centered, they will have always patient centered, member driven, research based. That is the slogan of American Psychiatric Society. So we should, we are doing our level best from Telangana and as well as the Karimnagar Psychiatric Society to for research. It's only protect to become world good is not easy. If you tell your philosophies, ISKCON Guru gone to America, Vivekananda gone to America, and Mahesh Guru has gone to America, they already sensitized the West. They think that, oh, you are from India, that they tell. They think that we are all Vivekanandas, we are waking up at 4 o'clock, everybody is having, they think that Americans think that they will give a lot of respect to us. So, but we are not doing that much research. I think to become world guru, we have to do lot of research, lot of philosophy is there, lot of our the Sanatana Dharma is developed by South Indian, all Paramacharyas from South India. You take Adi Shankara, you take Madhvacharya, you take Ramanuja, all are from South. I think the research tempo should be continued. That's why this theme is selected by KPS, and I think thanks to Sai Krishna for accepting this, and I'm welcoming everybody, I think, for active interaction. Thank you very much. And again, I'm welcoming everybody. Thank you.
May I request Dr. Ashok, Vice President and President-elect Dr. Ashok Alimchandani sir, to say a few words.
Respected President sir, all the dignitaries, all the guests, chief guests and the guests of honor on the dais, my fellow members of the IPS and members of the audience. I'll make it very brief. I think we're running out of time. I think the nation is on the cusp of going into a developed country status. Parts of the nation are already there. We are reaching that middle income economy. And what distinguishes developing country from a developed country is the amount of research they do, the amount of funding they do for research. And if you look by that statistics, our nation is still way behind. But I think that we are on the cusp of change now. The future is going in a different direction. And as Dr. Kishan has rightly pointed out, research should be our focus. Not merely in terms of employment opportunities for our psychiatrists, but I think every PG should know about statistics, because your new knowledge acquisition is in future is going to be based upon journals. If you are not constantly updating your knowledge by reading journals, you are going to become a dodo, and you will become extinct species, and you will be living in a time warp. So to do that, at least you need to have some good founding in research, and in that sense I think the Karimnagar Psychiatric Society has done a commendable job by taking up this topic for research. I would really appreciate and thank Dr. Kishan, Dr. Sai Krishna for making all the efforts for making this a memorable event, not merely in terms of the organization but the content also. And the choice of speakers is very good. I hope all the PGs will benefit from this program today and continue to constantly update themselves in future also. Thank you.
May I request our Honorary General Secretary Dr. Vishal Akula to say a few words.
Good morning all, respected seniors and my colleagues, respected dignitaries, IPS President Dr. Minhas Zafar Nasirabadi and today's chief guest Dr. Ashok Reddy sir, and guest of honor Dr. Bhagya Reddy sir, and our national editor Dr. Sujit Circle Tada, and IPS Vice President Dr. Ashok Alimchandani sir, organizing chairperson Kishan sir, KBS President Dr. K.K. Lakshman sir, and Treasurer Dr. Anita Rairala, editor Dr. Fanikant. First of all, I would like to appreciate Karimnagar Psychiatric Society for their active participation in psychiatry field. Especially, I would like to congratulate Dr. Kishan sir and Dr. Bhagya Reddy sir and Dr. Lakshman sir and Dr. Praveen sir and Dr. Sai Krishna Puli for conducting many state and zonal and national and international conferences and many orations and under your able guidance. And regarding 9th IPS TSB PG CPD, the theme research capacity building for psychiatry residents was very excellent. Dr. Kishan sir and Dr. Sai Krishna chosen good speakers. On behalf of IPS TSB, I would like to welcome Dr. Sujit Circle Tada and Dr. Shahul Amin and Dr. Anil Kakunje, Dr. Dennis Xavi, and Dr. Sai Krishna Tika. And being a direct council member of Indian Psychiatric Society and EC coordinator of IPS membership subcommittee and general secretary of IPS TSB, I would like to request you all postgraduate, please apply for IPS membership. So according to instruction of Indian Psychiatric Society National Office, especially Dr. Lakshmikant Rati, President Indian Psychiatric Society, we have started membership drive. On behalf of Indian Psychiatric Society Telangana State Branch and Indian Psychiatric Society Membership Subcommittee with support of IPS TSB PGCME 2024 Organizing Chairperson Dr. Kishan Sir and Organizing Secretary Dr. Sai Krishna initiated membership drive stall in our stalls. So I would like to request all the faculty of medical college kindly encourage your postgraduate student to become a member of Indian Psychiatric Society and strengthen our society. And I would like to appreciate our IPS TSB team and membership subcommittee team. So thank you very much for giving this opportunity.
Thank you, Dr. Vishal. I would request Dr. Anita Madam to say a few words.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, the organizing committee, for giving me this opportunity. Firstly, I would like to respected Chief Guest Dr. Ashok Reddy sir and guest of honors Chanta Vivekananda sir, Bhagya Reddy sir and Sujit Sarkel sir and the President Dr. Minas and all other office bearers. This is a very well conceived and conceptualized topic of research building. Being as a faculty for the past 15 years, I can sincerely and humbly and honestly say that we are well equipped with core psychiatric knowledge, but coming to statistics and the research, I can honestly say that we are not very well equipped. So even today, we don't have so much in-depth understanding of this research building techniques and methodology, the studies, how to do studies, how to publish. These are all not very much taught even during our PG days. So I think for all the PGs, this is a very good opportunity to learn. And now NMC has made it mandatory to publish. So we have to know all this in-depth understanding of these techniques. And this is one of the best organized conference, I would say. And not only that, the chairpersons and also the speakers are very well selected and apt for the topic. And I request all the PGs to concentrate well and learn and go with a very good knowledge and understanding. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Anita Madam. A brief message by Dr. Fanikant.
Very good morning all. Dignitaries on the dais and off the dais. Because of the paucity of time, I don't want to take the names individually. Welcome to all the delegates for today's CPT program on research capacity building for psychiatry residents. Topic is well chosen by the organizing committee in view of its importance and applications in the field of psychiatry. I hope all the residents will be benefited by the knowledge shared by eminent speakers who have vast experience in the research. Research is the future of psychiatry. I congratulate the organizing committee for the commendable efforts in organizing such a wonderful program with practical applications and wish them all the best. As an editor, I'm happy to be a part of this program, which definitely fetches more articles for the our journal, and I don't mind being labeled greedy for the sake of articles. Thank you. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you, Dr. Fanikant. Now I would request KPS President Dr. K.K. Lakshman sir to give his message.
Respected dignitaries on the dais, President IPS, TSB, Dr. Minas, Chief Guest of Dr. K. Ashok Reddy, Guest of Honor, Dr. Bhagya Reddy Sir and Sujit Sarkel, Vice President of IPS TSB, Ashok Chandani, Organizing Chairman, Dr. P. Kishan, IPS TSB Secretary, Vishal Akula, IPS TSB Treasurer, Dr. Anita Rairala, IPS Editor, Dr. Panikan Pondaparthi. Today's PGCME theme is research capacity building for psychiatry residents. This PG CPD helps to encourage postgraduates regarding research. There are many research to be done about brain disorders and also functions of the different parts of the brain. The knowledge gained during this CME will contribute significantly to their academic and professional growth. In future, this will help in good quality of research papers from our students. On the occasion of this PG CPD, I would like to request our respected President Ipstsb, Dr. Minhaz Jafar Nasirabadi, to give a representation to government, that is to our Honorable Chief Minister of Telangana State, Sri A. Revanth Reddy Garu, and Honorable Minister of Health, Medical and Family Welfare, and Minister of Science and Technology, Sri Damodar Rajanarasimha Garu, for the sanction of the Psychiatric Rehabilitation Center, minimum 100 beds at Institute of Mental Health. This rehabilitation center is more useful for poor psychiatric patients for follow-up further some more period after recovering, that is after discharging. And rehabilitation center also benefit to the PG students directly and indirectly for the research case study, that is course of illness, recurrence and prognosis of psychiatric disorders. Finally, I wish a grand success of PG CPD. I thank organizers for giving this opportunity.
Thank you, sir. Sure, we'll take the representation. I would request Dr. Sujit Circle to address the gathering.
Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, a very big thank you to entire Telangana for having been instrumental, majorly instrumental in bringing me here and making me the editor, because of which I have got the privilege to be on stage. So, heartfelt thanks and gratitude to the entire Telangana Psychiatric Society and its life fellows. I'll always remember this. As Kishan sir had said, I actually keep frequenting Telangana for the last 2-3 years. I am coming at least thrice, and PG development program seems to be the latest addition. That doesn't mean that I will miss the other 2 programs also. So you have to tolerate me. I call it my second home, and I will keep maintaining it at that. Having said that, a big thank you to Kishan sir and Sai Kiran for having organized this program, and they called me. In fact, during the ANSIP's AGB only, I got the invitation that this program will happen. It got postponed by a couple of weeks, and so we are here. A big thank you. Big thank you to the entire team of office bearers of IPS Telangana, Dr. Minhaj, Dr. Vishal, all close friends. Ashok Kalimchandani sir is there, Dr. Anita Rairala is there. Also the office bearers of Karimnagar Psychiatric Society. Fanikant is there, who has taken over as editor, and I think he will take it to even greater heights. And I will also like to thank Sai, who was the editor, and during his editorial capacity only, when I think George was the president, it got the DOAJ accreditation, and now the journal is doing better, and I sincerely hope that it is taken to newer heights. Having come to the program, such a program, I have been seeing many PG development programs, but a program, I think Dr. Shahul mentioned this, which is specifically focused on PG research. I think this is very unique, and it could have been only be devised by a brain which has been in the editorial team for, I think he was there for 4 years. So that's a very big effort. And I think South Zone as such is doing exceptionally well when it comes to research capacity building. Now it is up to the PGs actually to absorb it and implement it in their day-to-day work, because the amount of effort and funds that are being poured over the last 3 to 4 years across all aspects of publishing and research capacity building, I think this is stupendous, and thank you everyone for this. As the editor of the IJP, in my small capacity, if I can be of any assistance to the already ongoing effort, I will feel privileged. Thank you once again.
Thank you, Sujit bhai, for coming all the way. May I request Dr. Bhagya Reddy sir to address the gathering.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody. It's nice to see very early morning and fresh faces in our lovely auditorium here in Karimnagar. This is not the first time we have organized here. There are so many events have been organized under the aegis of our Karimnagar Psychiatric Society. It has been an ongoing thing. And I thank you very much all for attending this thing. It is the first time. And the dignitaries on the dais, there are so many. I think half of the strength are sitting on the dais, so I can not waste your time to mentioning every name here. Like one lady among the ladies, Anita is there. Our president, Dr. Lakshman, Dr. Kishan, Dr. Ashika Alam Chandani, and our president, Dr. Ashok Reddy, and Sujit Sarkar. Okay. Welcome you, sir. And all our this thing. Dr. Sujit Sarkar, when you said it's a second home, I think there are a lot of similarities between Karimnagar and Calcutta, because we share so many things in common. Because most of the freedom fighters coming from your Bengal, and so are they from Telangana. So you are the worst sufferers during freedom fighter in most of the Bengal there. But here in Hyderabad, Telangana state was the worst, much more sufferer. We didn't get our independence, not in 1947, but we got in 48. So we got some similar this thing, and so many eminent people were there from Bengal. And so to say, we can say proudly say that one of our prime ministers also from Karimnagar, late P.V. Narasimha Rao Garu. So there are a lot of similarities between Bengal and Telangana. So I welcome you, Dr. Sherkil. So I thought it was like something like Sarkar, sounds like Sarkar. So I thought you are a physician as well, because you are mesmerized people with your audible capacity and all that. However, I really welcome you, all the PGs here. It's the first time I think so many postgraduates gathered in postgraduates in psychiatry gathered in one place like this, and we take this opportunity and we are proud feeling of our Karimnagar KPS under the aegis of Dr. Kishan and Dr. Sai Krishna, and they are doing good job. And you see, especially the theme of today, the research capacity and statistics. So that is to be Greek and Latin for all those people, especially for undergraduates, they don't know much about statistics and forget about research. And we see so many postgraduates are coming out of this thing, and they got their MD degrees and all that, but very less poor research papers and poor research of doing things. Just like in Hindu marriages, you have marriage performed, the Pandit pronounces all the slokas in Sanskrit. Neither the bride nor the bridegroom nor the audience, none of them understand the whole slokas, but the marriage is over and the whole thing is over. So they get their degrees, all right, they get their MDs, but the research and statistics, they leave behind, and you should have, because that is the pivotal part of all of our psychiatric programs or psychiatric thing, especially for India, because our ethos, our culture, our living standards, our multicultural society like India, it has got, especially in psychiatry, research has a lot of scope than when I was in England. So it is only sort of monotonous, the whole of Europe and America and all that this thing. But whereas India is a mini world itself, because of so many languages, so many cultures, so many things. So there is a lot of material for the research to go into, especially in psychiatry, and you should apply that for statistics, and you should go for that, and it's pivotal important, and I think all of you should understand the importance of research with statistics, and you should pay for attention with this thing, and we take proud of this thing, and especially Dr. Shah. I attended a couple of these things, Dr. Amin's and Rai Shekhar's statistical and research lectures. It was really very wonderful, but I told that was Dr. Sai Krishna to extend that kind of knowledge to everybody. So that's what we have done, this opportunity to conduct this gathering, this conference here. And really we are glad to welcome you all. And please enjoy our hospitality from Karimnagar. So it is not the first time, and it will We have conducted so many other, and we are going to conduct some more also. And also, I think national conference is also going to be conducted under the aegis of Dr. Kishan in Hyderabad soon. So we are all welcome there, especially Dr. Shakil and Amin and all those people. We welcome you all. Thank you very much with this thing. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bhagya Reddy sir. May I request our chief guest for today, Dr. Ashok Reddy sir, to please address the gathering.
Very good morning, Mr. President, Dr. Minhas of Ipstsb, Vice President Dr. Ashok Alim Chandani, and guest of honors for today, Dr. Bhagya Reddy, Dr. Sujit, and all the office bearers of IPS, TSB, and the organizing committee members, all the faculty and the postgraduate students in the hall. Within 1 year of formation of the Telangana state, the IPS Telangana state branch was formed. We had that vigor of fighting for the state branch, and that continued. And that's how the Telangana state branch is formed very rapidly and with vigor. And within this 9 years, we are proud that we got twice the best state branch awards for Telangana state branch from the IPS national body. This shows the vigor with which our office bearers are working and getting it. And I want to appreciate that most of the contribution is from Karimnagar psychiatrists to achieve this awards also. Credit goes to Karimnagar psychiatrist. And today we are celebrating or organizing the 9th postgraduate training program, we should call actually, we should not call actually CPD. Because CPD, the meaning is continuous physician development, or we can use for our subject as continuous psychiatrist development program. That is for the qualified people, we are upgrading our knowledge. There's the meaning of CPDs actually. For postgraduates, it should be called PG training program only. That's how all these days was used, but somehow this time we are finding a new label. But just by change the label, will not increase the value of the program. So this one just correction probably in the future we have to make it. And all the postgraduates, basically we have 3 types of PG training programs, MD, DNB and DPM. Actually the objectives are 3 different for them. MD Psychiatry training program, we should enable our trainees to become good clinicians, that's psychiatric practitioners, medical researchers and medical educators. That is the objective of this training program. Whereas DNB, the only 2 objectives are there, clinician and the medical researcher. And DPM, it's only clinician. So all the 3 courses have different objectives and different platforms, different training procedures. Like DPM, candidates will not present any dissertation. That is, they are not trained in the medical research. And they are not participating much in the medical education as a teachers. DNB, they submit the dissertation. So that's why they are trained in the basic medical research. In the future, they have the potential to become medical researchers as well as medical practitioners. That is as far as DNB is considered. But for MD candidates, all the 3 are incorporated. While they're training, they interact with the patients, they learn all the arts of diagnosis, treatment, etc. They're also supposed to take classes for undergraduate students, interns, nursing students, paramedical students. That's how they are trained to become medical teachers in the future. The potential is there. And they're also evaluated in the examination by the process of pedagogy. So that's how they are certified also to become medical teachers in the future. And they submit the dissertation. That's how they are also certified to be bachelors in research. In the future, they can become masters in research. That's the objective of all the 3. So today's program, the theme, research capacity, goes with the second objective. The third objective we can say, because first primary objective is clinician development. Second is medical education. Third will become research, in fact. So to fulfill the third objective, today's program is organized. The theme is conceived with the organizing committee. We appreciate their efforts and bringing the very good speakers, all the experts in the field from various parts of the country. And we are all enriched with the research basics today so that we can use this in our day-to-day learning also. And also grateful to IPS Executive Council and the Organizing Committee for inviting me to be here today. He's not only a chief guest, I'm learning a lot from the morning. Learning is a lifelong process for medical practitioners. I continue to learn even today. I learned so much from the speakers today. I wish all the postgraduates also continue to learn and attend the program totally and don't miss the program. Any programs outside, please plan after the training program hours and not during the hours. Don't miss such a big opportunity which is created by the organizing committee. So with these few statements, I request all the PGs to utilize this program and develop their medical research capacity. Another objective why we should learn the medical research is not only because of fulfillment of your training course. Now the number of admissions are so rapidly increasing. Actually, the rapidity is more than what is required. Okay, we need so many psychiatrists, but not with this speed. Number of candidates are more than what are required immediately, because the platform is not created in the community to take services from all of us. So some of us has to spill over to the medical research naturally. So this helps us to prepare that. So most of us, after becoming the psychiatrists, have to be clinicians. At least 30 to 40% has to go to the medical teaching, and at least 10% has to go to the medical research in the future. So keeping in mind, utilize the time totally here. Wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ashok Reddy sir, for your wonderful statements. May I request now Dr. Sujit Circle to inaugurate our journal. Dr. Fani. Bhagya sir. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. I'm happy to release the first edition under Minaj sir as president and myself as editor of TJP. Thank you.
Thank you, Fani. May I request Dr. Ashok Reddy sir to release the brochure. Dr. Vishal, please, of TS Icon.
So on behalf of organizing committee, I would like to welcome you all for TS Icon 2024. It will be held on 22nd and 23rd June at Nizamabad, Hotel Krishna. I would like to request you all, please do come for this conference. So thank you very much, Ashok Reddy sir.
Thank you. May I request our chief guest, Dr. Ashok Reddy sir, to felicitate all the office bearers and first office bearers.
Request Chandani sir to please kindly accept our felicitation. Next I request Treasurer Dr. Vishal Akula sir to please kindly, Secretary, past Treasurer but current Secretary. Thank you, Vishal sir. Next, I request Dr. Anita Madam, Honorary Treasurer, to please kindly accept our felicitation. Next, I request Dr. Fanikant Kondaparthi, Honorary Editor, to please kindly accept our felicitation. Next, I request Dr. KK Lakshman sir, KPS President, to please kindly accept our felicitation. Next, I request Dr. Sujit Circle sir to please kindly accept our felicitation. I request Organizing Chair Dr. Kishan sir to please kindly felicitate along with Dr. Ashok Reddy sir. I request Bhagya Reddy sir, past KPS President, to please kindly felicitate. Minaz sir, please kindly felicitate Sujit Circle sir. Vishal sir, please kindly. Next, I request Dr. Bhagya Reddy sir to please kindly accept our felicitation. I request all the seniors, Dr. Ashok Chandani to please kindly felicitate Dr. Bhagya Reddy sir along with Ashok Reddy sir. Next, I request Dr. Kishan sir, Organizing Chairman, to please kindly accept our felicitation. Thank you for guiding us, sir. Without you, this program is not successful. Next, I request Dr. K. Ashok Reddy sir to please kindly accept our felicitation. I request IPSTSB President and Organizing Chairman Dr. Kishan sir to please kindly felicitate Ashok Reddy sir. I request KPS President Dr. Lakshman sir, Ashok Kalimchandani sir to please kindly felicitate the Chief Guest. Dr. Bhagyareddy sir, please kindly.
May
For our dynamic organizing secretary and past editor of IPS TSB. So, on behalf of IPS TSB, we would like to felicitate Dr. Sai Krishna Puli. Please, South Zone editor Rajshekar Baipeta sir and past South Zone editor Dr. Shahul Amin, please come to the dais. Please come onto the dais. Dr. Sujit Circle, Uma Shankar sir.
కింద ఎవరు లేరు సార్ ఇప్పుడు ఈ ఆడియన్స్లో ఎవరు లేరు.
Requesting Rajshekar, presents editor to garland shawl, present the shawl to Sai. Sai, please come. Then Saulamin give to memento. Uma Shankar, please come. Bless him.
Thank you, organizers. May I request IPS TSB Treasurer Dr. Anita Raila, Madam, to give vote of thanks.
Today I feel very privileged to offer my vote of thanks. I would like to thank our Chief Guest Dr. Ashok Reddy sir. In spite of his busy schedule, he could come and grace this occasion. I also thank the guests of honor for today, Dr. Achanta Vivekananda sir, Dean of Pratima Institute of Medical Sciences, and Dr. Senior Psychiatrist Dr. Bhagyareddy sir, and Dr. Sujit Circle sir for coming all the way from Kolkata and gracing this occasion. I also thank President Dr. Meena sir for his gracious presence, and Vice President Dr. Chandani sir, and Secretary Dr. Vishal Akula, and Editor Dr. Fanikant, and TSMC member Dr. Rajkumar sir, and especially this organizing chairman for today, Dr. Kishan sir, and organizing secretary Dr. Sai Krishna, and KPS President Dr. KK Lakshman sir, and all the KPS members for attending this conference. And I especially thank all the speakers for today, Dr. Anil Kakunji sir, Dr. Shahul Amin sir, and also Sai Krishna Tikka, and the moderator Dr. Jaj Reddy, and all the panelists. And I also thank Senior Psychiatrist Dr. Uma Shankar sir, Dr. Narayan Rao sir, Dr. Pavan, Dr. Chaitanya Deepak sir, and also Dr. Rajshekar Baipeta and Dr. Sirisha madam for coming all the way from Hyderabad. And I also especially thank PIMS, Pratima Institute of Medical Sciences faculty and postgraduates, and also Chalmada faculty and postgraduates. Particularly postgraduates, you have done a marvelous job, and particularly the background music was awesome and literally gave me goosebumps. And I also thank the sponsors for this program, and print and press media. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, Anita madam. May I request everyone to please come forward for a group photo. We won't get this opportunity during valedictory, please. After that national anthem, first group photo. Please, Uma Shankar sir, everyone, please. Sai. No, it will take some time. It will take time. Thank you. Now we'll Punjab, Sindh, Gujarat, Maratha, Dravida, Utkal, Vangata.
Punjab, Sindh, Gujarat, Maratha, Dravida, Utkal, Vanga. Vindhya, Himachal, Yamuna, Ganga, Uchchal, Jaladhi, Taranga. तव शुभ नामे जागे, तव शुभ आशीष मागे, गाहे तव जय गाथा। जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता। जय हे जय हे जय हे, जय 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 हे।